Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today I'm very excited to bring you my 2019 Project Pan intro. I have been really anticipating this and thinking about what kinds of products I want to include in this Project Pan. So what I've decided is to do it similarly to the way that I did it last year, which was for most of the year last year, I did kind of just a rolling Project 10 pan. And so that's kind of what I'm gonna at least start out doing this year, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. Last year, by the end of the year, I stopped rolling new things in as the year was coming to a close, so maybe that'll happen again this year. There may be times when I have fewer than 10 products in this project, but I'm going to be starting it out at least with 10 products that I would like to hit some sort of goal on. So I've picked out a mix of mostly makeup products, but then I also have a skincare product in here. I have a hair care product, a body care product. So my plan for this project is to start out with 10 products, and as it goes on, as I use things up, I plan to roll new things into the project. If I end up decluttering something, I'll also move something in its place. So at least for now, the idea is to keep it at 10 products at a time, but we'll see. It might evolve and change as the year goes on, kind of like last year's did. So the first thing I've chosen is actually a foundation. I have panned a foundation before. Last year I panned the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This year I'd like to try to pan my Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation. This I have had for not quite a year now. It actually says that the shelf life of this is 6 months. I don't usually go by the little symbol there, but I usually just use my own best judgment. If the product starts to smell weird or if it changes consistency, then I consider it expired, but this hasn't changed at all, so I think it's still perfectly good. I am wearing this right now. It's a really nice, solid foundation. I enjoy it. It is the oldest foundation I own. With that being said, it's not that old. It's less than a year old in my collection. I have this in the shade 2.0, which is actually a really good shade match for me. So I have a little bit less than half of this remaining. And so I think that if I use this, I probably won't use it every day because I like to rotate through my foundations, but I will probably use this at least a few times a week. And I can definitely see myself using this up within a couple of months because with kind of sporadic use over the past maybe 8 months, I've used up more than half. So yeah, but really excited to see how I progress on that. I'm not in a hurry to use it up, but it's something that I would like to kind of rotate out of my collection. This next product kind of goes in conjunction with that. This is the Spotlight Illuminating Primer from Physicians Formula. This wasn't my worst products of 2018 video, and some of you guys are probably like, Sarah, why would you want to pan something that you don't even like? Hear me out. So this product, while I really don't like it as a primer, which is what it's advertised as, I am able to get use out of it in other ways. So one way that I can use it is by mixing it in with foundation. Today I actually mixed it in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and it gives the foundation a little bit more of a sheer, glowy finish. I can also mix this in with my body lotion just to give my body lotion a little bit of extra glow and shimmer. This does have a lot of shimmer in it, so it also is nice as a body product. I won't be using this as a primer because it sucks as a primer, but there are ways to use it, and since I spent my money on it, I want to get my money's worth. So I do plan to use it for those purposes. I have used maybe about 1/4 of this, so we will see. I mean, I feel like I've gotten to this point by using it very little. Like, I really haven't used it that many times, so if I've made that much progress by not using it very much, then I think that if I put my mind to it, I should be able to finish it in a reasonable amount of time. So that's the next product that I chose. The next product that I've chosen is the Wet n Wild MegaGlo Contouring Palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. This is a contour duo, so as you might know if you followed last year's Project Pan, I had been working on my Lily Lolo Sculpt and Glow Contour Duo, which was also a contour duo. It had a contour shade and then also a shimmery highlight. This has a nice deep contour shade and then a matte highlight. I don't really use matte highlighters as like a cheekbone highlight, but that is something that I can use as an under eye setting powder. I've been experimenting with that the past few days and I actually really like it for that purpose. And then the contour, obviously I just use it as a contour. I could also use it as an eyeshadow if I wanted to. I would just like to hit pan on both sides of this. I don't really necessarily want to push myself to use it up because it's gigantic, but I would just like to see some pan on this because I have hit pan on my other contour duo, and so I'd like to work on this one next. I actually do think I'm getting pretty close to hitting pan on the contour side. There's a pretty significant dip in that side, but I've hardly used the lighter side, so we'll see how long that takes. The next product I want to use up is the Jordana 12-Hour Made to Last eyeshadow pencil. So this is just a nude eyeshadow pencil. I've had this for a really long time. I think I showed this in my video talking about the oldest products in my collection. This is one of the oldest, and I have learned that I probably just need to stop buying these cream shadow sticks, these jumbo eye pencils, because if I don't put them in a project pan and force myself to use them, I pretty much never reach for them, and this is an example, a perfect example of that. I feel like I've maybe used this like 5 times in the over 3 years that I've owned it. So I really just want to use it up. I want to try using this as an eyelid primer. I did that today and I want to see how it works. I want to see if that actually keeps my eyeshadow from creasing, because if it does, then I feel like this should go pretty fast if I can use it as a primer. If not, I will just use it as like a cream shadow base on my lid over primer, or I can also use it to brighten the waterline. I did that today. So I definitely think that there's a lot of ways I can use this, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to use it up. It's just a matter of reminding myself to use it. But this is one of those things that I can use it every day, and I can use it with pretty much any eye look because it's just a nude color. And I forgot to mention, this is something that you sharpen, so I will be keeping track of it on this handy little piece of paper over here. This next couple of products, you guys might think I'm crazy, but just bear with me. So I've decided to put 2 brow pencils in this project pan. So I was gonna just put one. So the first one I was gonna just put 1 brow pencil in this project, but then I realized that my NYX brow pencil is almost gone. So I feel like this is something that I can knock out pretty quickly, so I decided to go ahead and put this in the project. There's just a really small amount left. This is their Micro Brow, similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I actually panned last year. So this is something that I don't think will take too long to finish, but I wanted to just throw it in the project pan to like give myself that extra push to use it. The other brow pencil that I want to pan is the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil. This is not my favorite, but I want to use it up before I allow myself to purchase any more brow products. This is kind of, I think this is supposed to be kind of a dupe for the ABH brow definer. It has like more of that triangular shape to it. This is what I'm wearing in my brows today. It's just not my favorite, but I like it enough to use it and use it up. So this also is in my current everyday makeup basket for the month. So I'll be focusing on both of these. On the days where I want my brows to look extra nice, I'll use the NYX. On the days where I don't really care, I'll use the Wet n Wild. And then once the NYX is gone, I'll just exclusively use the Wet n Wild until it is gone. So those 2 are both in the project. It might seem like kind of overkill to put 2 brow products in a project pan, but I'd really like to just move those out because I really want to try the CoverGirl little thin brow pencil now that CoverGirl's cruelty-free, but I don't want to purchase it until I've used these 2 up. A product that I'm actually rolling over from last year's project pan is the Milani lip liner in Spice. I have a pretty small amount of this left, and I really like this lip pencil. It goes with a lot of different lipsticks, so I feel like I just kind of want to keep that momentum going. A few of the products that were in last year's project pan, I've decided not to roll into this one just yet. I kind of want to take a break from some of those, like the blush. I really want to just kind of take a step back from those, but this is something that I really don't mind using a lot, so I would like to just kind of keep it up with this one. So those 7 products that I just mentioned, those were all makeup products. The last 3 products that I've chosen to start out with are actually non-makeup. I've got a hair product, a body product, and a skincare product. So the first, this one's a weird one, but this is actually a cleanser, face cleanser. It's the Acure Incredibly Clear Cleansing Stick. This is very new to me. So there's a story behind this. I purchased this when I was back home in Georgia visiting my family for the holidays, and I flew home obviously, and I didn't bring a cleanser with me because I didn't have one small enough, and I didn't have a small travel container, and I was packing in a hurry because I don't know how to prepare for things ahead of time. So when I got home, I wanted to purchase something to use to wash my face, and so I ended up getting this solid cleanser because I knew that I'd be able to fly back with it and I wouldn't just be wasting an entire bottle of face cleanser. I don't know why that whole story was necessary, but anyway, this is a solid face cleanser. It's a stick, kind of like a deodorant that you twist up. And okay, so it's a lovely idea, and I love that I can travel with it because it's solid. But this stresses me out because the way that you use it is you wet your face and then you just directly apply it to your face. And I don't like the fact that I'm putting this on my dirty face, like before I've washed it. And then there's usually going to be like some moisture left over in there, and then I'm putting the cap back on. This is something that I want to use up as quickly as possible. I don't want to waste it, but I want to use it as quickly as possible before it gets disgusting, because that whole situation, I mean, I knew that going into it. I knew that it was going to be like that, but this was the best thing I could find because I couldn't find like a travel size face cleanser that was cruelty free. So with all that being said, I just really want to use this up as quickly as I can because this whole system just grosses me out. But I mean, it's a nice cleanser. The cleanser does its job, it cleans my face. But this is just the cleanser that I'm going to be using. It's going to be the one that I keep on my sink, and I'm just going to use it every morning. I always have a cleanser in my shower too, but this is going to be the one by my sink because I don't want something in this kind of packaging in my shower because that's just a recipe for mold. That is something I would like to use up ASAP. And there's really not that much left, like there's probably about this much left. So I don't know how long that's going to take to use up, but another thing I would like to use up is actually a perfume. This is a rollerball perfume. It's actually the only perfume I own, because I'm just not that into perfumes. I would like to be, but I'm just not. I'm not that much of an adult yet. But this is the Pacifica Sandalwood perfume. It's just their roll-on one. I have like barely used this, and this just sits in my drawer and doesn't get used. So I want to make a point to use this, maybe even use it up. It smells really nice. I love the smell of sandalwood. Sandalwood is one of my favorite types of scents. It's just very fresh and clean smelling. I don't feel like this is a very long-lasting perfume, which I guess is good for a project pan because that means I can reapply it. In fact, why don't I apply some right now? But yeah, I would just like to use this as much as possible. I think I've used maybe about that much so far, so I don't know, I've never used up a rollerball perfume before, so I'm really curious to see how long this takes. The last product I want to finish and just get it out of my way is a hair product. This is the Hempz Herbal Dry Shampoo. This was also in my worst of 2018 video. I really don't like this dry shampoo as a dry shampoo because it just doesn't absorb oil. But I can use this as a volumizing product, if nothing else. I would just really like to get this out of the way. There's not a lot left. It's impossible for me to tell exactly how much is left in here, but I've marked it right there. So I don't know if that's accurate. It might even be lower than that. It's really hard to tell with an aerosol can. It doesn't sound or feel like there's a lot left, so I'm just gonna use this as much as I feel like using it and hopefully get it used up soon because I'd like to move on to something else. So those are the 10 products that I have decided to try to pan for my 2019 project pan. I'm really excited to see what kind of progress I can make. I do plan on doing monthly updates like I did last year, so definitely subscribe to my channel if you would like to see my progress. I'm really excited for this project pan. I'm excited to try to focus on some new things. I didn't want to just roll in everything that was in my last project pan because I wanted to kind of just like restart, you know? So wish me luck, and I will talk to you guys next time.